Publishers Clearinghouse just messed over everybody. Welcome aboard. Hey, Jeremy, you hear about this story?
I did. Actually, this one I know all about.
What do you know about it?
Well, Publishers Clearinghouse started in the 50s. They sold magazines. And when magazines were super popular, they were one of the top companies to sell subscriptions. Around the 60s, they came up with this brilliant idea to raffle off the magazines. And every subscription, you got to enter into this sweepstakes. And I don't think it was early on, but in later years, you got something like $260,000 a year. And that equated like $5,000 a month.
Well, what's going on now is because people are not buying magazines, the company was going broke. It sold itself out, and the new owners just declared bankruptcy.
Yes. Yeah. I think I saw something about they were only bringing in about $1 million a year, and they had debts up to $10 million a year, which is impressive because I read somewhere that they were at one point $837 million a year in business.
Did you say billion or million?
Million.
Well, yeah, they're at 1 million something now, but they used to have like $500 million worth of sales or more.
Oh, yeah, 800 million.
Was it 800 million?
It was insane. I couldn't believe the numbers when I was reading it, to be honest.
So all these people who had won $5,000 a week for life, they're totally messed over. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them are losing their houses. They're losing their cars. They're not sure what to do. You know, I feel bad for them, but in some ways, it's kind of their own fault. It's like $260,000 a year. It's a little over $160,000 a year with taxes. And if you're still working, you're making more. So, you know, part of me says, why did they not save money?
To be fair, $160,000 a year, and the people that I read in the article, they were in their 60s and that. And so I feel like this might have been more of a retirement type income. I mean, it's a windfall, but, you know, a retirement type income. And as somebody who has fallen victim to what the fine print is in a contract, I feel for them. I really do. I mean, it does screw a lot of people. But like you said, at the same time, I think it was their job to know that this could end someday and paid a little bit more attention to who was writing the check, how the checks were coming, and what that company was doing.
Well, you know who writes some great checks?
Who writes good checks?
Conservative Peaches. And they've been a great sponsor. We're learning to use the new equipment, but we'd like to pay some bills here. So here's our sponsor, Conservative Peaches.
At Conservative Peaches, we don't just grow peaches, we grow values. In a world where avocados are getting all the attention and kale thinks it is the next big thing, we're here to remind you, nothing beats a good, solid peach. No fancy superfoods, no politically correct fruit, just juicy, sweet, and as American as apple pie, but way peachier. We believe there is only one national anthem. Pastor Rick brings his wife to see Coldplay. When Rabbi Shmuley catches a Phillies baseball, he happily gives it to the nearest kid. Our only Karen is pretty darn nice. When our employees' kids come out, it's for a quinceañera. Our truckers are glad to let you pass them on the freeway. We don't smash our phones and we don't delete our emails. So grab a basket, sink your teeth into something that actually has flavor. We here at Conservative Peaches only deliver the best, whether it's our juicy, hand-picked peaches or a podcast that brings real value to your day. That's why we're proud to endorse Teachers in Train Stations, the YouTube channel that is as fresh and entertaining as our fruit. Each episode is packed with insightful conversations, hilarious stories, and the kind of wisdom you didn't realize you needed. Whether you're commuting, cooking up a peach cobbler, or just taking a break, Teachers in Train Stations is the perfect companion. They're the real deal, just like our peaches. No gimmicks, just authentic content that hits the mark every time. So while you're biting into one of our finest peaches, take a moment to tune in and enjoy. Trust us, you'll feel smarter, more entertained, and maybe even more inspired to pick up a conservative peach or two. Teachers in Train Stations, where every episode is worth its weight in fruit. Conservative Peaches is not a real company, and this is not a real paid endorsement. We think it's kind of obvious, but there are dumb people in the world. We promise. No peaches were canceled in the making of this orchard. And now back to Jeremy and Seth, and teachers in train stations.
That was a good commercial, I have to admit. And you know what? I really like Rabbi Shmuley.
Oh, Shmuley is the nicest guy. Pastor Rick has been very nice, and he hasn't really given me a bad look when I actually have had, a BLT.
But I will say, Pastor Rick did try to drown you in the lake the other day.
No, he was not trying to drown me. Actually, wait a second. I think he was trying to ground me. Ground me? Drown me. I think he was trying to drown me. All right, well, back on topic. This also kind of goes to some other things. Everybody is looking at the lottery. The lottery winnings have been pretty big. When you win the lottery, I know that they offer you advisors, and a lot of people take the lump sum instead of the 30-year annuity. And, this publisher's clearinghouse situation makes me think that that's the smart move, because at least you get the money up front.
Well, and if you're in a volatile state like California has tried for years to tax gambling winnings. And that's essentially what the lottery is. That's essentially what Publishers Clearinghouse is gambling winnings as far as the state's concerned.
Yeah, but in California, they don't tax the lottery winnings at the moment. Publishers Clearinghouse, you'd be paying taxes.
No, they
but
do.
The lottery,
you do pay. Yeah, you do pay income tax on the lottery winnings.
No, you pay it federal, but not state.
Are you sure about that?
100%. Well, I looked it up. They initially hold back 24% of your winnings, but it could have an additional amount. So the federal taxes could come out to 37%. But the state of California does not charge additional taxes on lottery winning.
Really?
Yeah. Guarantee you.
That's interesting to know.
But what would you do if you won the lottery?
Oh boy. If I won the lottery, well, I'd pay off bills, obviously. And I'd make sure my parents were taken care of. I'd make sure some other people are taken care of. I'd make sure my friends are taken care of. I mean, there's probably a very short list of 5-ish people. But after that, I would invest a bunch of the money in safe and secure investments and in property.
Well, the first thing I would do, because I know I'd have a lot of people coming out of the woodworks to ask me, to kind of help them out, I would go out and I would take classes in English, Spanish, Italian, and French. And the first thing I would learn is how to say no, 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 and lino. But first things first, my mom would be taken care of. Instantly, no anything. My mom would have a blank check. I have a handful of friends. I can think of about 3 or 4. You, a buddy of mine named Lauren, a friend of mine named Olga. Beyond that, I would upgrade my house. I would upgrade my car. I've been wanting a Model Y. I'm sorry, not a Model Y. I've been wanting a Model X. So I would love to get the Model X, either that or a Cybertruck.
Oh, I was just going to say that, we've worked really hard on our subscriber base. And now that you said you wanted a Cybertruck, they're all going to leave.
Oh, they probably are. Beyond that, I would put myself on a salary. I'd give myself a raise over what I'm earning now at my job, but I'd give myself a salary, and I would make sure that the salary I took did not exceed the interest on my investments.
Yep.
So if I only made, let's say, $200,000 a year in interest, I would make sure that I took maybe $160,000. But I mean, even if it came up to way more than that, what do I need more? I mean, if I'm living large and going outrageously expensive, I can't imagine spending over $200,000 a year. I mean, what would I spend it on? I mean, I would do some trips, but I mean, that is beyond anything I would ever want.
The problem I have is you've got to fill that day somehow. And you can either sit in a recliner and stare at a TV for hours and hours on end and not spend any money, or you can go out and spend money. And so I know for a fact if I didn't have a job, if I didn't have something going on, I would be spending tons of money on all kinds of hobbies. So that's why I said about property. But also, I mean, I still would have those hobbies. And I would hope I could make a little bit of money out of those hobbies.
Well, what I'd want to do is, number one, I would set up a room, which is a plan right now for me. Set up a room for recording where we can have a nice desk. I could have my big wide screen. I could have my computer there, and I would soundproof the room to get the sound much better. Because right now we're sitting in front of a computer with the table that's what, 4 feet wide at best. So we don't have a lot of room. I would really want to have a recording room. Hobby wise, I'm a big tabletop gamer. I like some computer games, but I'm a tabletop gamer. Once you buy it, you're done. How many games can you buy? And I would probably get involved a little bit I'd leave what I'm doing now, get a little bit involved in politics and getting people signed up to vote.
Okay. All right. That
You
sounds
know?
fair. I'd be more selfish with it. I'd go hunting more. I'd go hiking more. I'd go camping more. I'd travel the country more, travel
You'd
other
go,
places more.
you'd go hunting more?
Yes, I would.
Is that why
definitely go
you got me
hunting
the
more.
Halloween deer costume?
No.
Or are you just a furry?
No, I didn't get you that costume. Did you put the antlers on?
I did.
Uh,
Also, we'd love for you to reach on down, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join us as a writer, as a subscriber on Teachers and Train Stations. All right. Well, you know what? What this teaches you is if you run into a whole bunch of money, I'm talking millions of dollars. If you're that guy who wins Publishers Clearinghouse again, in the future, or if you win the lottery, realize that money's not going to last forever. You need to invest it. And you know what else I'd invest in? 2 tickets to the train.
I thought it was to paradise.
Oh, that's terrible.
And with that, we'll see you at the next stop.
Okay, that's getting edited out.